DLA in the above case. DLA is the law firm that had hired Harish Salve. Shri Milan Banerjee, Attorney General of India, is the lead counsel for the Government of India. So this office memorandum says you will be replacing DLA. The lead counsel will be Milan Banerjee, the Attorney General of India. Sir Arthur Watts. Shri K.M. Qureshi will be the junior counsel, and Fox Mandal, the Indian solicitors of the Government of India for the above arbitration. They also go on to say you will be required to coordinate with these counsels, and the fees will be paid as follows. A partner would be paid a UK pound 300 per hour. The senior associate will be paid 250. A junior associate will be paid 200 pounds per hour. They've also gone on to give out the time and the money that will be paid. It says there will be the cost of economy class air travel and hotel accommodation will be charged. There will be an aggregate hourly rate of UK pounds 1,000 for a term of 5 will be established. You are required to forward the details and the terms of agreement. What we are trying to show with this office memorandum that is dated 1st October 2004, it's a secret document that has been accessed by your channel, clearly is that Harish Salve was replaced by counsels including K.M. Qureshi and Fox and Mandal in the Dabhol power case that was being fought on the one side by G and Bechtel against the Government of India. What's very crucial and what has to be remembered here is simple. Why was Harish Salve, who was ready to fight for the Government of India, replaced by Khabar Qureshi? Why was a Pakistani lawyer brought in? Why in this massive expose that we are trying to show to our viewers, the question is, was this a deliberate attempt to lose the case? Was this even known to the Congress UPA government? The Manmohan Singh UPA 1 was at the helm of affairs. Was Sonia Gandhi aware of this appointment of Qureshi? Was she aware of how much money was paid to Qureshi? Because at this point, the document that has been accessed by us clearly shows that around 200 to 300 pounds per hour was paid to Khabar Qureshi. We've tried to get in touch with Khabar Qureshi. He's absolutely silent on what happened in the Enron saga, but we've also spoken to the other person here, that is Harish Salve. The clear question that Republic is asking is, when India was about to win the Enron case, and this is what we are being told through multiple people in this investigation that has been carried on by Republic TV, India was on the verge of winning the case and the arbitration, and yet we went on to settle the case. Why was there a settlement that was done? For years, the Enron truth has remained hidden. For years, no one really knows what happened in the Enron saga, but Republic TV getting you details about what really happened, about why the settlement was done when we were winning the case, why Harish Salve, when he says, I am ready to fight the case, was replaced by a junior counsel called Khabar Qureshi. Incidentally, both these counsels and lawyers meet in the ICJ at this case of Kulbhushan Sudhir Jadhav, where Harish Salve represents the Government of India and Pakistani Khabar Qureshi represents the Islamic Republic of Pakistan. The question is, at such an important case when Dabhol and Enron was one of the biggest cases of its time in India, why was Khabar Qureshi even brought in by the Government of India? Why did the UPA government do this? And this office memorandum that has been accessed by Republic TV shows the appointment of Khabar Qureshi. It shows how he had replaced Harish Salve. It shows how also he was being paid massive amounts of money. His air travel, his accommodation was being paid at an hourly rate of 200 to 300 pounds plus 1,000 pounds being paid for a team of 5 being established. The point is, why was Khabar Qureshi even brought in? Now, the question that also need to be asked here and be raised here is, was it a deliberate attempt to lose the case? Because remember, India went on to have to settle in the Enron case. When we spoke to people who were at the helm of affairs and during the investigation, we came to know very clearly India could have won the case. We had a very good case, but India lost the case. Huge amount of money being paid. First point, massive payment to him. Secondly, this was a case in which national interest was clearly compromised. Why was national interest compromised at a time when we could have won? Why was national interest compromised by the UPA 1? Was Sonia Gandhi even aware that Khabar Qureshi was brought in at a time when there was escalated tensions between Pakistan and India? Why was a Pakistani lawyer used to replace top lawyer Harish Salve, who was the Solicitor General of India? He was the former Solicitor General. However, he had chosen to continue with his services in the case. This office memorandum dated 1st October 2004 that has been exclusively accessed by Republic TV clearly shows for the first time how the appointment of Khawar Qureshi had been done in 2004. He replaced Hari Salve as a counsel in this. He was paid a fees of £200 per hour. He was paid also for his travel and his hotel accommodation. There were other hourly rates and pounds that were paid to this team that was brought in at a time when deliberately the case had been lost by India.
Compromise. Was there an underhand dealing? We bring you the memorandum through which this man, the Pakistani lawyer, Khawar Qureshi, was hired. India in this case lost on 2 counts. Enron case outcome was not as we wanted. And huge sum was paid to Khawar Qureshi while Salve was willing to continue. Let's also get my editor, Niranjan, who joins us on this special broadcast. Niranjan, this mega exclusive, this expose is huge. The big question is, wasn't India's national security compromised through the appointment of this Pakistani lawyer?
Well, that's correct. And Rhythm has been, this is a story that we've been talking about since the ICJ hearing. I think a day after the first ICJ hearing at The Hague, Republic has been talking about the speculation on whether Hari Salve was replaced by Khawar Qureshi, the man he took on against Pakistan, who represented Pakistan at the ICJ at The Hague on the Kulbhushan Jadhav hearing. Now, that was speculation when we broke the story with Rhythm. Back then, we had a confirmation from Hari Salve, and for the first time, Republic TV has accessed the Enron papers, and Rhythm has those papers as well. And if Rhythm can show those papers to our viewers. Now, why is this important? The Enron saga is important because it's a case that involved many hundreds of millions of dollars that India paid as settlement to Enron in the Dabhol power plant case. A case where India had to pay a large amount of money. A case we believe India had a good hold of. There was a good chance that India had the upper hand in the case, but something happened after the UPA government came in. Hari Salve, who was the counsel for India, was replaced. A Pakistani lawyer was brought in. Why was that done? Nobody knows, because we know that after UPA came in and appointed the Pakistani lawyer, India went on to pay a settlement. Did we have to pay that settlement? Did we have the upper hand? Well, that's what we are trying to prove on this Enron scandal papers. It's a Republic TV super exclusive. Let me go back to Rhythm. Rhythm, you've been speaking to Hari Salve. We'll bring that conversation as well to our viewers. You spoke to Hari Salve. You tried contacting Khawar Qureshi. You also spoke to the then Law Minister. But take us to what Hari Salve has said about this case and what the papers prove today. Because so far we've speculated on whether Khawar Qureshi was brought in to replace Salve. Now that has been confirmed. This is with this one paper. This is part 1 of the expose.
Like you're rightly saying, Niranjan, we've just started with the Enron saga, and the investigation that we've actually carried out shows us there was so much more to it than just what we're seeing as the tip of the iceberg. When we did speak to Hari Salve, who was the former Solicitor General of India, who appeared in the Enron case, he very clearly told us that yes, I had been replaced by Khawar Qureshi. I don't know why it happened. In fact, it was a very rapid decision. He also told us 3 times, he repeated his words in that particular conversation that we'll just show to our viewers in a short while from now, that he was at that time saying it was a pretty good case. When we had a pretty good case, why did India then replace a lawyer, a top lawyer who was ready to argue at a substandard fee for India with Khawar Qureshi, who was charging a massive amount? That's the first question to be asked here. The second question in our conversation, which Hari Salve told us, is his papers, his draft notes, all his notes on the Enron saga had been asked for and demanded by the team that took over this case. Why were his personal notes asked for? If this team was so prepared, if this team thought we had a good case, why take the papers of someone who was already doing the case? That's not normal practice to be asking for the draft notes, the papers in progress of a top lawyer. How will that lawyer give on those papers? Is it not the responsibility of Hari Salve to be defending the notes that he's already made? So Hari Salve very clearly makes that point to us that yes, even those papers had been asked for. We also asked him several other questions in the conversation that we've asked with him, but the point is clear. He does feel that he had been replaced. This replacement happened suddenly. It was a sudden shift. India lost the case. Everybody was extremely embarrassed about it. It was a big humiliation coming in for India because remember, Enron was a case that was supposed to be India's winning point. It was something we were targeting and symbolizing as the first major direct foreign investment in India. When this particular sudden shift happened and we had to settle, it was a massive embarrassment for India on the world front. We had to compromise. Why was the compromise done? Did India deliberately lose the case? Did India deliberately bring in Kawar Qureshi is the question here. We also need to ask, was Sonia Gandhi really aware about what was happening? Was there a deliberate attempt to replace Harish Salve with someone who was junior to him like Kawar Qureshi? Why was this entire thing done at a time when India could have gone on to win the Enron case? These papers that are now with Republic clearly show one thing. There is an office memorandum of 2004 that clearly appoints Kawar Qureshi as one of the counsels in the case. There is this counsel that he's been appointed. There is also this secret document that shows that India was about to win the case, but we lost the case. For years, the Enron truth remained hidden. Documents Republic TV uncovered the startling truth today, Niranjan, and the clear point is it's questionable about why a top lawyer like Harish Salve was replaced with Kawar Qureshi. Remember the bigger point like you're raising, Republic TV broke this exclusive news the moment this ICJ case ended about how Kawar Qureshi had replaced Harish Salve because Harish Salve confirmed and spoke to Republic for the first time stating that yes, indeed, he had been replaced by Kawar Qureshi.
Rhythm, it's absolutely shocking. India in this case has lost on 2 counts, as you rightly pointed out. Enron case outcome was not as we wanted, and a huge sum was paid to Kawar Qureshi. You spoke to Harish Salve. Can you tell us whether Harish Salve was willing to continue in this case? This all happened in 2004 when there was a regime change. There was a new Attorney General and things started changing. Harish Salve was willing to continue, yes, and this case was moving in the right direction. What then happened?
Absolutely, Harish.